Our Shelby Clark chatted with the Grace United Church about what they had to change due to COVID-19.
Joining us today is Adrienne Christopherson, the office manager for Grace United Church. How are you, Adrienne?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
I'm very good.
Good.
With COVID-19, how exactly is the church having its services and ceremonies at the moment?
Well, our services have, unfortunately, we've always been online. Not always, I should say, for the last at least 2 years, we've been online with Facebook. So fortunately, it wasn't a whole big shift for us. We already had the video and the sound and everything set up, and we had the account set up. I basically just added on Zoom for people that can't watch using their Facebook. So if they can't log on to Facebook or don't have it, it just gives another option to watch. So fortunately, we've already had that. The worship team is primarily just Kathy, Reverend Kathy, myself, a piano player, and sometimes we'll have another voice or two, but a fairly small worship team. And then as far as other kind of ceremonies and things, that's where it's been really tricky. We have had to postpone and change some weddings and baptisms, and we have a memorial service this week that's going to be very different, with very, very few people lumped into little groups, kind of spread all over the church. So still able to do a little bit of stuff, but most of it's online.
Oh, okay. And can you explain more on what programs the church has had to suspend during this time?
Oh man, we have our on our announcements page on our website, there's a huge number of events that we do. Fortunately, moving into summer, it's not quite as much, but we have had to postpone our homework club, like our homework group on Tuesday nights, and our Meals and More on Monday mornings, and all of our music programs. We had a play school running that was obviously shut down when we closed the doors in March. So a lot of those. Our outreach program is one that it suffered a little bit in the way that we can't do an intake with the people, our vulnerable people, and actually get a good impression from them of what they need. So right now we're still able to at least hand groceries through the door. So with the help of the olive tree, we're still able to supply groceries and food security for people in the city.
And what is also happening with your outreach programs at the moment?
So for the most part, like I said, most of it's kind of just come to a bit of a standstill. Wednesdays, we still offer our outreach from 1 to 3. That's where people can come down. And I was saying with the olive tree, they're able to pick up some fresh groceries, some fresh foods, some canned goods. And at least, again, that food security sort of helping them out. For the rest of it, it's mostly turned to being online. So we reach out to our seniors in homes or our vulnerable people that way, or people that are shut in and a bit on the lonely side. We reach out to them with our phones and call them, and sometimes go and do the distance, stand out on the doorstep and have a conversation if they need that kind of one-on-one time. And outside of that, unfortunately, it's all kind of it's just turned into online, Facebook chats, emails, phone calls.
For residents that don't know, Grace United Church is still open though?
Our doors are locked technically, but we are still here. We are still functioning as a building, as the kind of the soil itself. There's just the two of us in here. So if people need to call and ask for information, or they need to find something on the website for our parishioners, for our congregation members here, I've been providing a little technical support over the phone. But yeah, we're operational. We're just not open for people to come in and out of the building all day. Yeah.
And I know the church has posted about the COVID-19 update on the website. Is there anything else you'd like to add that has changed since then?
Not really. There hasn't been a ton of changes at all. The interesting thing about COVID is it's going to change, has helped us kind of change sort of what we're going to talk about as far as spread for cold and flu season. So it's actually kind of helped us put a few things in place like that. So I guess that's a small change, but at this point, we're not foreseeing any services opening the doors on any official basis until the middle of September, or possibly sooner, but we're not going to be reevaluating it until about mid-September, unfortunately. But so people are always still able to call.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and I wish best of luck to Grace United Church, especially through this pandemic.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and happy to be here.